Hey YouTubers and Star Wars fans, as I talked about in my other video, I was talking about that we learned a little bit more about Star Wars Rebels. And, I was kind of curious, like, is it going to be good or bad? Who knows? Well, I'm guessing one of the biggest things that to know if it's going to be good or bad is that it's made by the same creators as Star Wars The Clone Wars. Now, I myself want Star Wars Rebels to be good. I want a good Star Wars TV show, even though it's not live action. I mean, it's better than nothing. But to be quite honest with you, I myself personally did not like Star Wars The Clone Wars, and other Star Wars fans didn't either. And probably one of the main reasons why I didn't really like Star Wars The Clone Wars is that it made things that were canon, like it made stuff that was canon that you didn't really want to be. Like Anakin having an apprentice, like in Star Wars, you would never think that, and they just add that in there, and then your whole thing, what you're thinking of what happened in the Clone Wars, just completely changes, and I didn't like that. Also, Darth Maul coming back. It's basically all that the whole scene of Darth Maul and Obi-Wan fighting is all for nothing. Basically, he fights him. Before this all happened, Phantom Menace, like, he fights him, saves it. Kind of, his master dies, but he ends up prevailing. I mean, this is so worthless now because, according to the Clone Wars, it's Darth Maul's back. So that's probably one of the main reasons I didn't like Clone Wars, and just other reasons in general. It just kind of felt cheesy at times. But also, you have to also think about that it's going to be on Disney Channel. Now, Disney Channel isn't the best TV channel of all time. It's pretty bad actually. I mean, it's not bad, but it's kind of kiddish. You know what I mean? It's not bad, but it's pretty kiddish. Actually, the TV show has a 1-hour premiere on Disney Channel, and then it comes out later on Disney XD, but Disney XD is the same way as Disney Channel. It's kind of kiddish, all that kind of stuff. It's not as kiddish, but still, it pretty much is. But it's better than Disney Channel. So, yeah, so it's going to have a 1-hour premiere on Disney Channel, and then it's going to, the rest of the show is going to be on Disney XD. So, yeah. Basically, the story is between episode 3 and 4, and it spans over, I think, a decade or so. I'm not for sure. Basically, the main character is... We don't actually know the main character yet. We know his ship, Ghost, which is in the picture right here. And the main character's ship. So we may be looking at some kind of smuggler, some kind of Jedi, somebody. We don't know for sure. Basically on the post it said that it's actually going to have a different style than Star Wars The Clone Wars, which I messed up before on the first time I did it. But it's basically going to have a kind of a style of the original trilogy. Actually, the Star Wars concept artist is actually going to be the artist is basically mainly heavily doing all the animations, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna have a really big feel of the original trilogy, which is good. I thought it was gonna be about kind of like Clone Wars style, but it's actually different. Which is I think a good step in the right direction. It's gonna feel more like the original trilogy. It's gonna feel more like Star Wars, like Rebels. So that's cool and everything, and so we're going to also see characters from the original trilogy as well. So that will also be cool. Also, certain backgrounds and settings, just like the original trilogy, that are going to be in there, which they had in the post at StarWars.com. And all that other stuff. Now, we still haven't really seen much of it yet. Just want to talk, don't know if it's going to be good. Hopefully it is. Yeah, so I think that's all we know about so far. Yeah, so that's about it. So yeah, that's what I think about it. It may or may not be good. It depends on what the people that made Star Wars: The Clone Wars do. If they do it the way that they did Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which they changed the trilogy, they changed like how the story and stuff, bring back characters from the dead. I mean, quite honestly, that seemed like they were running out of ideas with bringing back Darth Maul. Quite honest with you, so hopefully they don't do anything that makes you like change your mind about how you thought about certain scenes in like episode maybe 3 or something. Like change it completely, like, oh, General Grievous is back from the dead too. Now somebody else has to fight him, like just like Darth Maul. I hope they don't do that. I hope they don't screw it up and have something that totally doesn't make sense. Just put it in there, like Darth Maul coming back, Anakin having an apprentice, all that stuff. That is the main reason why I didn't like it. And it didn't really have a lot of depth. and it didn't. In a lot of the ways, it had characters that we already knew and stuff, and that's the one thing that's promising for this one. We're gonna have new characters. Now, I was also wondering if we're going to see anything about Star Wars Force Unleashed in this show as well, because Star Wars Force Unleashed and this are in the same time period. You know, Rebels forming, Rebellions forming, and all that kind of stuff. So we may or might not see anything with Star Wars Force Unleashed. I don't know, maybe like a little snippet in there. You know, it may be a big part of it. Probably not though. Just thinking, you know, they're in the same time and everything. But they're bringing back, like I said, characters from the original trilogy, so there may be something there. So that's about it. I think that's probably the only TV show they're going to be doing at all. They are also doing a Phineas and Ferb special of Star Wars. That's probably not going to be that great, but who knows? It's basically just for advertising Star Wars. From Disney Channel probably. And so we know about Star Wars Rebels so far. We know what's coming out in 2014. We know that there's going to be a new character that has a ship named Ghost. Different style of Clone Wars, different settings as some of the original trilogy stuff, some art like the original trilogy stuff, and then the logo, which is actually pretty cool. It's a little different than before, kind of like the Star Wars 1313 logo. Looks different. It's not the original Star Wars, the black and yellow. It's like a kind of a brownish black. It kind of reminds you of the Rebellion and the kind of the Rebellion's colors and stuff. So, well, that's it for Star Wars Rebels. Just wanted to talk to you guys about what I thought. Like I said, it may or may not be good. Who knows? It may be not looking so good with kind of Disney Channel, but hopefully it is. Hopefully it is good. Hopefully maybe the Star Wars Clone Wars people learned some of their mistakes from Star Wars The Clone Wars, and they do well on the Star Wars Rebels. I will be watching the first episode, and when I do, I will give my personal opinions on it. But that will be a while from now, because it's in 2014. So, you YouTubers and Star Wars fans out there, hopefully this is good, and see you later. And never underestimate the power of the dark side. And never underestimate the power of the dark side.